Hey guys, what's up? So the S21 series has been leaked extensively in the past few weeks, including the design specs and pricing. We know the complete specs of all the phones in the series courtesy of WinFuture. I've already covered the S21 Ultra in the previous video. The other two phones, the S21 and S21 Plus, are not that different from the S20 and S20 Plus in terms of the specifications, as they get a similar 6.2-inch and 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display with support for 120Hz refresh rate along with HDR10 Plus certification. The major difference is in terms of the resolution, which has been reduced to Full HD Plus from QHD Plus on the S20 and S20 Plus. The phones also get a peak brightness of 1300 nits, which is almost as good as the S20 Ultra that can go as high as 1342 nits. Also, the phones will now have the toughest glass, which is Gorilla Glass Victus, and we've already seen how effective it is against drops on the Note 20 Ultra, so it is nice to see that Samsung hasn't skimmed on that even though they are planning to reduce the price. Now we know the number of cameras each phone will come with, but a new leak from EveLeaks gives us the official infographics detailing key camera specifications. The Galaxy S21 and S21 Plus will share the exact same camera configurations, which comprises a 12MP primary shooter with an f1.8 aperture, an ultra-wide 12MP sensor with f2.2 aperture, a 64MP telephoto shooter with f2.0 aperture, and a 10MP f2.2 selfie camera. The top tier S21 Ultra on the other hand will have a more unique camera configuration, and it will be the only model of the three to boast laser autofocus. Other than that, the flagship carries a 108MP f1.8 camera, a 12MP f2.2 ultra wide, and two 10MP telephoto sensors with f2.4 and f4.9 apertures. The selfie unit clocks in at 40MP with an f2.2 aperture. As I said, we already know all this, so nothing new, but it just confirms what we have been hearing for the past couple of months. Now there will be some new camera features built into One UI 3.1, and one of them is a focus enhancer, which as the name suggests would help in focusing accurately, but it's not confirmed if this will be available only for the S21 Ultra or other phones as well, but seems like it would be exclusive to the Ultra variant. Along with that, we might also see a front and rear video recording feature, which would record videos from the front and rear camera at the same time. Coming to the SoC, so this year Samsung has improved the Exynos 2100, which would be used in the S21 series to the extent that it is expected to perform on par or even better than Snapdragon 888. We have had some benchmark leaks indicating that the Exynos 2100 might have a more powerful CPU than Qualcomm's offering. The phones also get 8 or 12GB of RAM along with 128 and 256GB storage options, while the S21 Ultra would also be available in 512GB, which will also get a whopping 16GB of RAM. It is rumored that all the phones in the series would lose support for the microSD card slot, so you won't be able to increase the storage, which is not what you would expect from a company like Samsung that has always promoted storage expansions and was the first company to offer up to 1TB of storage on the Galaxy Note 9 and mock Apple for not offering one in their ingenious ads. Anyway, the S21 series will be launched with 5G in majority of the markets, will dual SIM capabilities. You will get Wi-Fi 6, UWB, Bluetooth 5.0, NFC and a USB Type-C port. The ultra premium S21 Ultra might also get the latest Wi-Fi 6E standard. The battery life should be more or less same, as the phones get similar sized battery cells compared to the S20 series, except the S21 Plus, which will see a jump from 4500 mAh to 4800 mAh. You will get 25W fast charging support, but the charger won't be included in the box along with the earphones, which is something that Samsung is planning to do. You will get Qi wireless charging, stereo speakers and IP68 certification. The S21 Ultra would also finally get the S Pen, and we now know how it will look. The stylus meant to be used alongside the company's next flagship won't have a clickable end like the one that comes with Note phones, as it can't be stored in the phone and doesn't need one. Instead, Samsung intends to offer at least one new protective case with a dedicated holster for securing the stylus. The new S Pen appears to be similar to the one sold alongside the Galaxy Tab S7 and S7 Plus. From a functional standpoint, the stylus isn't expected to be any different from the one used by the Galaxy Note 20 series. It will get all the basic S Pen functionalities but will miss out on Bluetooth connectivity, so it can't be used as a remote for clicking selfies, etc. The S Pen will be sold separately for a price of around $50 and won't be bundled alongside the S21 series as expected previously. Speaking of bundling things along, the S21 series will get some nice pre-order incentives, where the S21 and S21 Plus would get a smart tag along with the Galaxy Buds Live, whereas the S21 Ultra would get an even sweeter deal, as it will get the latest Galaxy Buds Pro that might retail for $229 along with the smart tag that might retail for $15. Other than that, there might be other incentives for different markets. Also, according to a new report, Belgian carrier VOO has revealed the prices of the Galaxy S21 series. So the base variants with 128GB internal storage will cost $849, $1,049 and €1,399 for the Galaxy S21, S21 Plus and the S21 Ultra respectively, which is what we have heard before as well. Samsung is all set to announce the S21 series in a week's time on the 14th of January. So that is all the latest Samsung news. The company is trying to address all the issues faced with the S20 series, so do let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks a lot for watching. Also, don't forget to smash the like button if you liked it and consider subscribing to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Till then, bye bye and stay safe.